Hello, welcome. It's Kristen here again from the Online Selling Show. And I had a topic in mind that I was going to bring up, and then I had a phone call today that kind of took that to a whole nother direction. So we'll see. It's the 15th of July, and we have 3 huge shipments starting to roll in for our Christmas. And, you may think that it's, a little early. That's when the wholesale model there's a season and a cycle for everything, and I knew I was kind of getting close. And my topic I was going to bring up today was being organized, and I'll go into that, and then I'll tell you why I kind of got segued out. The seasonality for me really starts in the month or weeks right after Christmas starts. So I kind of know, been doing this long enough, I know when the expectation is of stuff coming. So I knew this was coming. That's another reason why I really wanted to stay on top of the order or the items that I'm purchasing. I did stay home Saturday, as I mentioned in the last video. I was intending to either go back to that estate sale, because there really was a lot of nice stuff, and kind of do another cycle out of that, or I was looking to go to this neighborhood sale. And I kind of realized that I needed to stay home. I needed to get all of that stuff from the estate sale listed. One of the lessons I've learned many, many years ago was the buying of what I did at the estate sale was a lot of like similar items, and you can get through a lot of listing when you're listing the same type of item over and over and over again, and it does go much faster. I did choose to add some video for some of these listings, which was a new skill set for me. So I was happy to see how easy eBay really makes it. I don't know trying to do it off a phone, but doing it off of a desktop was so simple. I was very happy to see how they've progressed with that, and I may take that and make that part of, like maybe if I have an item that's selling for over $100 or $150, like make a price point and add that in, because I think people as buyers would really appreciate that. I know there's a lot of people that have distrust. So my topic was going to be about being organized, and being organized from day one, and not waiting till things get chaotic to then rein it back in. I know some people have asked questions when I've been in discussion groups, and we get in topics talking about things, and they start asking questions like, well, what do you sell? And it doesn't matter what you sell, it doesn't matter the pricing, whatever it is. You have to start from the beginning to understand when things start going haywire and fix it then, before it really gets out of control. I speak for so much experience on that. So I was going to get more into that topic, but then I have a situation that went down that I had to contact the people that held the estate sale, and I got into a discussion with him, and it really made me realize the importance of networking. I haven't been in this market, like I said, in easily 10 to 15 years, meaning that I haven't bought used goods. It's all been from a wholesaler and strictly been doing that. Matter of fact, my husband has asked me about trying to do some things with selling product that we've had come back that was like used, and being able to pull some of the money back out of it and stuff like that. And I was like really hesitant. I didn't like, no, just donate it, it's not worth my time. And here we are, right? So no matter where you are with networking, I don't care if it's just fellow people that you see at yard sales all the time, there is something to be said. No matter who the person is, there is value. When I was still doing my yard selling regularly, I did have people I saw all the time, and it was nice to be able to have conversations with these people to say like, hey, did you hit this yard sale yet? I hadn't gone there. Was it any good? They know what you're buying, you know what they're buying, and it would be good to save you the trip, because some of the trips, they were out of the way, And I had people whose opinions I trusted because I saw what they were buying. And if they told me like it was all just, junk, I knew that because of value in their opinions. But there was a lot of times in networking just at that level where they would say, hey, I came across a yard sale that was over wherever, and I didn't even have it on my radar because maybe these people didn't really advertise it or something. So networking at every level is important. And I hung up in this phone call today, and I can already tell you from one sale and one call, I already have more things coming to me. And it doesn't have to necessarily be coming from that person direct. It just may be because of putting good vibes out. I'm going to find myself more open to somebody else that comes along that's going to see me in this, whatever you want to put it to, good vibes or whatever. And I'm a firm believer in that when you put out compassion, kind, thankful, blessed kind of vibes, that you will get back tenfold. And I'm seeing it already in this particular business model. I'm starting to want to, find ways that I can make this sourcing easier. If you're finding that it's difficult because of not being able to get product or the type of product or whatever it may be, you have to start opening up your mind. Because me, truthfully, my gifts and talents are in holiday seasonal. I am more towards the collectible type of mindset. And I really want to learn and educate myself more into like fashion and shoes and clothes. This is where I think for me and where I want to go in the next 3 to 5 years would make the most sense. I don't know. I got to wait and see where the Lord leads me. But I may learn enough out of it to realize that I don't want to do it. I mean, that's the thing, is that not every lesson is a waste. It's only a waste if you don't want to do anything with it. So I'm going to end this part of it. I will be back. I will tell you, today is Monday, and I guess I'll break it out. My friend Vicky had contacted me and sent me a text of a neighborhood yard sale that has 95 houses and food trucks. So she's of the opinion if I drive, she'll pay for the hotel. So I'm like, ooh, this looks good. So I'll be back, and probably this week, which is why I want to keep this short, and give you what we plan. Right now, the only reason we're hesitant is right now we're at the region I'm at, it's going to be 95 for the next few days and very humid. That leads to tend to be thunderstorms. We do get nor'easters that blow through. Right now they're not calling for any rain to come through over the coming weekend. As long as things stay that way, I think we're going. The only thing we're trying to maintain and keep an eye out for is that the weather is going to turn, and then we have like a nor'easter that comes through, or the day is going to rain out. So I will be back with an update once we get later into this week. So for now, that's my insights, and I hope you're enjoying the content. So I am back with an update, is that Vicky and I are going. I'm so excited. I honestly, I don't think I've told my husband yet, truthfully. Oh my God. We're going to leave. Today is Wednesday, the 17th of July. We're going to leave tomorrow after Vicky has a doctor's appointment. We're going to leave after that. And we're leaving with the premise, we planned on this because this yard sale with 95 house, I mean, this is like, I can't even imagine. Some of them are saying that they're going to be out on Friday as well. So our plan is, if we can start on Friday, knock out some of them ones that are, Friday. That'll give us more of an opportunity on Saturday to be able to get even more. So we plan on leaving tomorrow, probably around noon, maybe, depending on when she can get out. And there was a time last year we did this, and we did a loop, like we kind of did a little bit of an outside of a loop. And there was a woman who was selling some of the paper that I use in my card making, the greeting cards I mentioned. And she's doing her yard sale again this weekend. So I had reached out to her and I asked her, I said, can we come Thursday? And she's, by all means, you know, I'm like, thank you, because now we get our own little private sale, you know, ahead of time. So we're going to do that on the way. And then the other thing, I have to kind of circle back to organization and planning, because Vicki and I had gone, like I mentioned before, to do this last year. We also did an overnight stay with like a weekend expo kind of thing. And we stayed at this hotel that seems to be the one that's closest to where these sales are. And we were both having to kind of like remember things. And it was, one is I think we had to pay for parking. So even though this hotel is within like maybe half a mile of the sales, we're still going to have to move our car. So we were talking about it, and it was like, there was restaurants nearby, but they weren't like right nearby. It was like just far enough that like walking in this hot summer heat was going to be like, you know, and I ain't getting any younger. So we were talking about it, and it was like, to get these other hotels that are maybe 2 miles away, where we're not having to pay for parking, we're driving, because we're going to drive, we're going to these sales and stuff anyway. So that was part of the planning, was having to figure out like where we were staying, what was going to make the most sense economically and all. I think we've nailed that down. I got to touch base with her again today. But then I also started to realize there's a lot of things that I have to go back and revisit, because to be successful with a higher volume business, you have to have your SKUs and you have to have your everything in your business set up so that you don't have to keep making daily decisions. You're not touching it, feeling it, and just dealing with it. So one of the things I realized is that if I do put my store on vacation mode, which I plan to, that, I'm going to tell you, when I have found in my experience of 20 some years that the minute you put your eBay store on vacation, that's like when everybody like starts to want your stuff. Like, I've had better sales sometimes being on vacation than not. I think it's that, like, you know, it feels like it's unattainable, like they can't have it, so now they want it mentality. I don't know, but my husband will make an effort to ship, but he wants to be confident and comfortable when he's shipping the stuff that he's got things right. And the way I have things right now, I don't have any SKUs. I don't have any, you know, notations on where things are storage wise. Where in our wholesale business, I have that, well, it's been a, you know, definitely a because it's been a lot of feedback. We have that very well defined. There's very little questions that have now come up that he has, because I do all the sourcing and the listing, and then he does all the pulling and the shipping. He's very comfortable now in knowing when he sends stuff out what he's sending. I don't have that in this new eBay store. So today's mission, I need to go home. I need to make sure I have things labeled, organized, and it's going to be a work in progress. I'm going to be telling you, it's, you know, you're never going to get it right the first time. There's always going to be something. So today's mission is going home, getting as organized as I can with that. Somewhere's in here, I have to get to the bank. I have to get my money. I have to, you know, pack. So there's going to be some things going on today in preparation. I plan on maybe making this as a part one for the road trip, is the, you know, prepping to leave, and then maybe I'll have to do a part two as the actual road trip. So I will be back once I get some things organized. Here's how the 95 sale, yard sale's going, as you can see. So I will be back with some showing off the goodies. Hello, welcome back. It's Kristen from the Online Selling Show, and I'm here now to give you kind of an assessment of how my week went last week. We definitely are seeing the slowdown of sales, but I did put the store in vacation mode. As I mentioned, that my friend Vicki and I were going to Lancaster, and we were going to hit that 95 house yard sale. So we made our arrangements on Wednesday, left Thursday morning. On the way, we hit a house of a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator I've been to before, bought some more of the paper and stuff, which was very good. We had a yard sale that was on the way, which was probably about an hour from our hotel, and got there was a lot of craft Hobby Lobby stuff, but I was still able to pull out of there some vintage toys and some specialty themed kind of stuff for crafting. And I listed some of that in my hotel room that night. And I will tell you, my observation of trying to use the eBay app and going between two different stores was not that easy. It kept jumping back to my original. And I inadvertently listed things on my regular business. And I did sell some vintage Fisher Price Little People set right away for 20 bucks. So that was great. I spent 5 and got 20. I was like, this is awesome. So now I'm going to make the decision if I want to move some of that over to the other store, because the one lot of stuff I put up for the toys has a lot of use. So I'm not sure what I'm going to do yet. But anyway, Friday we went to a sale that was a community one that was not part of the 95. And I had been making fun of Vicky, like, how many more sales do we need? You know, it's 95. Well, we spent that morning in this area that was outside of the 95, and it was nice. We found a lot of different type of stuff that I don't really find in this region around here. And I think I got some good stuff. I'm looking for some of it as an education. But then we left there and we went in to see, because some of the houses in the 95 were advertising that they were going to be set up. So we hit about 3. So that was good. And then during the time of driving around, we could see people had tables out, and they were advertising a preview for some of the houses from 4 to 7. So we went back and probably hit another 15 to 20 of the houses Friday night, which was, again, good, because by this point we could knock out easily 20 of the 95. We started the morning off at 7 o'clock, which was unusual for me. Like, our region does like 8, 9 o'clock. And they were busy, but it was nice. It wasn't a log jam of cars. They were spaced out enough that you could kind of keep moving. Got some really good things very early on, but by like 9, you could tell that things kind of got picked over, and we were having to go through more sales to cultivate and find more stuff. But my gift was kid and baby, and I'm going to tell you, I wasn't able to find, there was tons of kid and baby, but wasn't a lot in that field for me to pick up. So at the end of it, we were done by like maybe 1. Probably would have been, I would have been up for hitting another community sale, but it seemed like a lot of them were packing up by then. So I don't know how much, if we went to another neighborhood, they would have had. So my observations of this week were community sales were, that was a good idea to get a lot of stuff, and I will show that in a video after the, I'll put that in right after this discussion. I'll show you what I picked up. I would go do it. Vicky and I, like I said, I don't know that I would really go to do the hotel, because she wanted to do some other things when we went, and she had made she paid for the hotel part of it. I don't know if I would do it in that sense. I don't know if it was that productive enough. I think I would have had to put some thrift stores and some other stuff in there. We did have quite a carload of stuff, so economically, I don't know how much that would have made sense for me. I'd have to evaluate it in that sense. Put the store on vacation mode, and I had some stuff drafted to schedule during that time, but I think I really needed a lot more stuff to be scheduled to list, because I can tell you the store has slowed down. I have had a couple days with no sales now, and I don't know if it's just the summer slowdown, because this is like I said, the 23rd of July is the date today. Some people are taking those last minute vacations with the kids before they start back, so maybe that's part of it. I am sourcing a lot of things that's more fall, winter, or holiday related, so that's not necessarily a rush of things for what people are looking for right now. So some things to just think about. Would I really want to continue to keep doing yard sales where maybe I'm being more productive, like I think I did really well at the estate sale? These are things I'm just noting to myself, so that when I have a time period to go back and take a look at what I want to do and how I want to handle business for next year, I would rate this past weekend, with the quality of goods and stuff I got, probably a good 7 out of 10. The estate sale I felt was probably more like an 8 or 9 out of 10. So we'll see. I guess the numbers will speak for themselves. I'm working through listing the items. I think I'm going to need a day or two. I started already drafting up some of my listings, so it's probably going to take me a couple more days to get through all of that. And then I'll do a wrap up at the very end to show you what the weekly numbers are. So we'll be back. This is Kristen back, and I'm going to go through now what I got at the yard sale. Here is items I just started to list. Nothing too exciting. This was some of the things I bought at that first yard sale on Thursday that I told you was craft specific. I do pick up toys if I can get a lot of figures that go in with them. Pick these up. I want to say this was maybe $8. I got this one that has all these inside of it. I really don't want to open it. It's the Tsum Tsum, something like that. It's these, I don't even know how they're exciting for kids. There's 37 of those little figures there. Picked up these that were like some kind of thing called a crybaby. There's 13 of them. So that was the toys. Then I was able to get, I go to Atlanta and I see this ESC is the distributor. It's a Lori Mitchell design. And I see them there all the time. She makes stuff for another company that I sell. So I was curious to see. Some of these were going for, I think like this one, I'm listing for like 60. So I was able to pick up, there's 6 of these, and I got them, I think, for $5, if I remember correctly. Picked up a couple other things just like these. Over here was those other ones. I don't expect them to be a high dollar, but I don't think they're going to be very difficult to sell off. People are looking for little Eastery things. This was something that I used to do a lot of back in the day when my son was little, where you'd lot up a bunch of bottles and sell them. I think I paid $5 and I've got them going up for like 35. So again, just bread and butter stuff. In this box was the original stuff I told you that I got for the Thursday sale. That was the little, I can't open it right now. It's the little pet shop stuff. Here's some of the clothes I picked up. One is this, this was a vintage one. I'm curious to see how much I might be able to get for that Coach bag. This is one I paid 50 cents for. I don't really know how much I'm going to get for it. Figured if I didn't sell it, yeah, there's 50 cents. I could probably use it myself for some yard selling. I did later pick up another wristlet for myself, but at the time I figured that wouldn't be a bad one. This was a fossil bag I picked up for $5. It's in really good shape. This bag was surprising to me. It is called Terra Pack. I paid $1, and this brand was selling for like 40 bucks. I was kind of surprised. This is a reversible skirt made in Amsterdam, and like you can see, you zipper them off, and there's this like waist bag. I was selling for a decent amount. I think I paid $1. Some brand new Talbot pants. I was able to make a deal on this. This is brand new LL Bean tote. I think I got that for 10. We're gonna try. There was a couple. This was made in England, and it seems to be made of like wool. So let's see how that goes. That was 50 cents. This is another one. Again, not real sure how that's gonna go. Looks kind of vintage to me, but we'll see. 50 cents. I'll try it. That was a freebie. I have no idea if that's going to be worth anything. Got that, I think, for $1. There was a lot of stuff in here I wasn't real sure about, but I recognized the name. This was made well. I don't think I paid any more than like $2. This was a Woolrich windbreaker. Looks brand new. Then I got 5 different Chico jackets. One of them was suede. Those were $2. Those are some Clarks. This is some Everlane. This is going to be a little bit more difficult. These were a very small size. Paid $2. Brand new toddler Ralph Lauren puffer coat. Paid $1. These are Cole Haan, brand new. It looks like, I think the gentleman was a housebound older gentleman and they had to put him in a nursing home. I got $5 for them. They don't even look like they were worn. This was one, it's made in Italy. I don't know. It's a cashmere and wool blend. This is just wool. This I picked up from a woman, a cable knit. It is 100% wool. Garnet Hill, I don't know much about it, but the style, color was very beautiful. So see how that goes. This is Bodine.
I'm not exactly sure. There's a couple pieces. There's 3 pieces from that brand. This was a dress. See how that goes. I was able to find some more vintage Fisher Price Little People, although some of them aren't in the best shape, as you can see. This was an interesting sale when I went. She was an artist that made in the primitive model. I have sold several things in this type of design and theme. Always seems to be hard for them to get, and I've done very well with it. These, like I said, are going to be some bread and butter. I expect I should be able to get probably close to 30 for those, probably maybe even 40 for that. This is a box of nesting. There's 3 of them in there with an Easter theme. Again, not much offered in that, so I picked up those for 10. I'm probably going to sell them for 40 to 50 bucks. This is a Longaberger basket. Longabergers are really not getting the prices they used to, but with star shape, and it has this tartan plaid liner, which tartan is very popular right now, and this plastic, I think I should be able to get close to $30, and I paid 5. There is Barack Michelle Obama in a felted ornament. I paid, I think, $1 for the 2. Should not be difficult to at least turn that over to 20 bucks. And then I have 3 of, you've got Abe, Washington, and Franklin. Those, again, I think I'm going to have going up for close to $60. I saw sold comp somebody that had them in this exact pair, and they sold. So we'll see. Just, this is like bread and butter stuff for me. 20 bucks, I paid $1. Here, I paid 50 cents. I think I paid 50 cents for him. I expect I'll probably get about 18. Nothing huge, but bread and butter. This was a great, corgis are very popular, great condition, very good design. I think I'll be able to get at least 30 for that. These were a shocker to me. This, I think, is going for close to like 30, 35. This was the throw-in I did from the first yard sale. I don't know. Doesn't sell much in the yard in the comps for this. But this one will probably go for about 25. So these were $1 a piece. The Nordic Wear and the Wilton. I think out of my haul, that's going to be the biggest ROI. Took a chance on these. They're apparently a discontinued style. Put them up as a lot. I do a thing where I like to put together a lot to bring up my ROI on an item, but also to cut down on the cost and listing time. So that we'll see. These are some car mats. I forget what brand they are, but again, I paid $5. I don't expect they're going to go for a ton, but I think I could probably get at least 30. Paid $4 for this beautifully painted metal tray. It looks very old. Gentleman that sold it to me said it's been in his family. It was his grandmother's, and he was probably in his mid to late 20s. So we will see. And then the item that I expect to make the most amount of money on, I don't have in this pile. This item over here, I was really excited. Sorry, I'm back. I got this from the same gentleman that had the tray, and seems to be handmade. I love the detail how they did do that. They did a good job of wiring it up. I need to get my Christmas ornaments out before I can test that. I may keep him for myself, but let me go back with my best. So here's what I expect to be the biggest. Paid $10 for these. I believe I'm putting them up for like 130. They're vintage ceramics, hand painted, from like the late 70s. So we'll see. I did have a few other things. This is an item I'm still trying to research. I believe I know what he is, but I'm trying to get confirmation. He's another vintage piece. Put these up. I got these 3 packs of paper. Have them up in a Facebook group. Kind of surprised I didn't get any bids on or interest in these yet. And then the last thing were my duds. Added these in on a lot that I was buying. I think I paid $2. And I may just lot them up or I may donate them. One of them is pretty badly scratched. I'm not really into video games, so I should have just stayed away. Um, well, that's the wrap up I have. I'll do my weekly wrap up on Sunday night. So I'll be back.
It's Kristen back, and I'm bringing you what my sales were from I believe it was, let's look, it was the 15th of July to the 21st. Now, I had the store on vacation. Oh, sorry. I had the store on vacation, and I mentioned in, I believe, the video coming up to this, that sales did kind of slow down a little bit. I'm doing this after the coming back now, so some of these time periods have lapsed. But I'm going to roll through. Again, I mentioned previous that some of my items that are in my top 10, I'm not going to bring up because they're damaged or some kind of store stock, and realistically, you're not going to be finding them. My lowest sale of the week were these die cast mini little cars. I sold them in a lot of 12. I got $12.99 with free shipping. Truthfully, I did not intend to do them with free shipping, and this is where I say you win some and you lose some. My point of bringing these up, these were in a box of other stuff that I got, and I really was kind of scratching my head, like, do I do anything with these? Well, these sold in an hour. An hour. So yes, everything can be viable that you can get, either just sitting around your house, things that you pick up from wherever you pick them up at. I really kind of they were kind of beat up. I was kind of hesitant if somebody was going to like even care to want them. They left me good feedback. So yes, this is a viable thing. When you look through what I paid 40 cents for the fixed value fee, $1.86 in commission, and it cost me $5.62 to ship. I got $4.11 out of this. I attributed a purchase cost of $1. So not bad that I still made a profit out of this, even making the mistake of charging free shipping when I did not intend to. So, was there something in there that maybe was some collectible that somebody, wanted? I don't know. My time is valuable, and for me to sit and have researched all these, truthfully, just to make it a sale and pass it on, I was so happy to do. So that is my point to bring that one up. This is another item I had talked about. I had gone to a yard sale where they had a lot of primitive type of things that were there, handmade. And I know from doing my own business that there are things that are gaps in the market, and people love their primitive. And most of these people do hand make their stuff because they're not finding these readily all over. Honestly, these were probably something somebody bought at Hobby Lobby and just sponge painted over. But here, 16 days later, I bought these things at a yard sale for 50 cents. I was able to sell them for $17.95. I did put free shipping on this. This was an intention on my part for this one because I figured these were very lightweight. They weren't going to cost much. So we got the $17.95. I paid 40 cents for the collection of funds, $2.57 for commission, and $4.43 for the shipping costs. So I got back $10. So basically I put out 50 cents, waited 16 days, and I got back 10. So I had a profit margin of 56% and an ROI of 2,010%. My point is, don't think that just because something looks handmade that it's not something that is going to, it's not going to sell, because people do look and want different stuff. This was my mistake of the week. Let me move the camera. I apologize. This was the lot that I bought for some other items. My friend does do some kind of miniatures, and I bought this huge lot of dollhouse stuff with the intent to let her go through that, which she did, take what she wanted, and then just throw the whole lot up. I paid $10 for the whole lot, and in there was the die-cut cars that I referred to, and multiple other things that I have sold. And I put this up, and I had thought I had shipping on it, and I did not. So this sold for $22 with free shipping. I took an offer from $29.99 to $22. And after I paid all these commissions, I had a net loss of 24 cents. So Yeah, you know, I really wasn't ecstatic to see that, but I'm kind of happy after realizing what my mistake was that I only lost 24 cents, which really isn't a loss because my friend got multiple items out of it. I'm sure whoever got this probably was tickled pink just to get through. There was so much stuff in this box. I'm telling you, so much between handmade, vintage, just everything under the sun. So if they're really into that market, I'm sure they found a lot in that box to be used for. I was able to move it along and not have it go in a landfill somewheres. But again, I was able to get other items that's going to make me money out of it. So win some, lose some. Here is another item that I really was hesitant. Did I want to list it? I really wasn't sure. I learned about these. They're called sip and smoke snack luncheon trays. I learned about this from the homeschooling picker. She had picked these up. I wound up finding a set of 7 of them, I believe it was, 7 at my thrift store. And I got them home and there was that and a glass like salad serving set that they had paired up with it. And I thought to myself, Kristen, what were you thinking? The shipping on this and the time it's going to take to prep and how do you actually present this? Oh God, I was kicking myself every which way. Well, 18 days later, we sold them for $24.99. I paid $2 for them. That's the reason why I kind of picked them up, because they were, the color of the day. And yeah, so I did get $24.99 for them. I shipped them for $11.20. There was some chips. I mentioned the chips. I put a little piece of rolled up paper on here to give somebody an idea, because this was, I guess, a big thing back in the day. I guess you and your girlfriends sat around with one of these on your lap and you smoked your cigarettes and you chatted while you have luncheon and watched TV, I guess. This is the first version of TV dinners, I assume. I paid 40 cents for the collection of fees, $5.08 for the commission. It was $11.03 and a lot of bubble wrap to get that out the door. But we made $17.68 for it. So I'm sure my husband wasn't the most ecstatic to only make $17, but the ROI was 884% and 49% profit margin. Would I buy these again? Never. But get it out the door, get it listed. That's my point, that you can make mistakes, you can have regrets, but just move on. Get it, make your money back, sell it on. Here's another item that this may surprise some people. This is a vintage set of hot rollers. I remember this from back when I did my thrifting in the early 2000 era, that there was somebody who had made a mention that this was always a good seller. And I kind of questioned, because to me, don't they make hot rollers now? And why wouldn't you just go get new? Why would you want somebody else's? I have no answer to that. I still have no answer to that. All I can tell you is I bought these for $3.72 and I sold them for $24.99 with $12.45 shipping. After I paid my 40 cents for the fixed value fee, the $5.32 commission, and $8.63 for the shipping, I was left with $19.37. So I took my not quite $4 and turned it into over 19. Took me 13 days, but I got the money. I was very happy. It was a 521% ROI and 52% net profit margin. Would I do this again? Sure. Again, it was a color of the week, so that was why I was willing to kind of pick them up. Would I pick up every set? No. Do your comps. But again, don't think that some of this like hygiene stuff, I don't believe you can sell like the breast pumps for maternity, for newborns. I don't think you can sell some things do come under the medical part of it, but something like this, people want it. It's very desirable. Like I said, this looks like it was probably around the Y2K era. And then we're into a bunch of things that are from my store. And then the number one seller, I brought this up, I believe it may have been last week's video. I kind of suspected that this was going to go fast. This is a Philadelphia Phillies. It's the women's jersey. It is pink. It may look kind of funny in the pictures, but it is because it is a pink jersey, meaning the Phillies name is in pink. The stripes in the jersey are a darker pink. And
It had no branding on the back as far as a player's name. So I really did suspect it was a size small. The Phillies, from what I understand, are doing very well in the series. So I kind of knew buying this that there was a lot of things going for it. It took 9 days to sell. I'll tell you, I was a little surprised. I priced it up. I priced it at $59.95, not understanding there was no comps. Here's another purchase I made that was based on the style or the design, and $59.95. This had just come out on a rack as well. So that's another thing, is if you're in the thrift stores, pay attention when they start rolling that stuff out. Don't be shy, grab it off of there. They don't care, it's less they gotta put away, $3.99 to purchase this. So I paid $6.50 for shipping on top of the $59.95 for the personal item. There was 40 cents for the fixed value fee, $8.80 for the final value fee, $4.21 to ship. It was $49.05. So I took $4 and turned it into $49. That was a 1,229% ROI with a 74% profit margin. And I will tell you, the feedback on this came in already, and they said their niece absolutely loves it. So again, very good week this week, even though the store was on vacation mode. It did slow down. If I were to factor these in from selling, you can kind of see down here towards, like, this particular item, I only had the one item sell that day. So, being on vacation mode doesn't mean it has to be bad. But again, it was giving me an opportunity to go out and shop. So that's, what needs to be done to be able to go out and do what I needed to do. So I hope you got some good content out of this. I hope I can bring you, value to get yourself, if you haven't got started, to get started, but also to, learn some things. Hopefully have some experience that'll help you. And by all means, I would really be happy if you help me grow this channel by subscribing down below, and I will catch you next week. Bye for now.